This short video is going to be the operating instructions for the 1942 Chrysler. I'm going to show you some of the little tricks to start it and how the transmission and shifting works. Not that it's rocket science, but it is slightly different. In order to start the vehicle, if you'll look here on the dash, this white knob on the bottom has been installed as a power switch. The key, stock key, used to be here. Somewhere during the life of the vehicle, a power switch was installed here. When you pull that down, you are engaging the battery of the vehicle. The button over here on the side, the gold button on the dash to the left side, is your starter. This is the choke. In order to start the vehicle, it's a very cold running vehicle. Foot down on the gas, pull the choke out slightly. 3 or 4 pumps. And press the starter. Very cold running vehicle. Once she warms up, she does run quite nicely. When the vehicle is warm, emergency brake is here. Pull the trigger and push forward. That disengages the emergency brake. The clutch is like any other clutch, but since this is the fluid drive transmission, it actually is almost a semi-automatic transmission. It will actually start in gear, and you can stop the vehicle in gear. It's easier to operate it just like a clutched vehicle, however. There is only 3 gears on the gear shifter. Pulling forward and all the way up is reverse. The center is neutral. Not pulling forward and just pushing straight up is first gear. First gear, second gear, and third gear. Third gear on this vehicle, as you're going and it gets up to RPM and speed, you let off the throttle, re-engage the throttle, and she will shift into third gear. It has to be at the right speeds and the right RPM. It is a little bit tricky. It feels very weird when you're driving. It feels like the clutch is slipping. When it starts to gain speed going downhill, it starts to feel like the motor's not engaged or the transmission's not engaged until it comes back under a load and you give it gas and it engages again. Very slowly slips back into gear and goes. It is the design of the transmission. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how the transmission works and feels. I put it into first gear, let out the clutch as I give it some gas, and she starts to drive. You'll notice that the clutch pedal stays halfway depressed until the vehicle actually starts to get up to speed or get RPMs. Then the clutch pedal will pop out. You'll hear it thump as it comes out. If I just cruised at this speed, nothing will happen. As soon as I start to reach a higher speed or it feels like it's actually engaged, it will pop out. I don't know if you can hear that, but it pops out. And I can depress, shift into second. It immediately popped out because I was going fast enough and had enough RPM. I can downshift. I can put in the clutch and I can switch into first and give it gas. It will engage. The clutch stays halfway down. It's designed to do that. Over the years, some of the instruments have stopped working. The clock does not work. The fuel gauge is not working. I have not investigated why the fuel gauge is not working. It could be a simple sending unit or a wire. Oil pressure does work, amps does work, temperature does work. Speedometer is not working now. That could be something with the cable, I'm not quite sure.